And we welcome you back courtside here at the South Point Arena in Las Vegas for Game 2 of 5 here on Day 3 of the 8th Annual D3Hoops.com Classic, our second game of the day. And our final women's game of the weekend features the Tigers of Occidental against the Blue Devils of Wisconsin-Stout. Ira Thor joined by my buddy Dave McHugh. Dave, I thought that this Stout team really showed us something in a tight loss to Trine on day one of the tournament.
Yeah, we know Stout's a good team. They play in one of the tougher conferences in the country. In the WIAC, we all know those, but you're going up. I think, both teams showed us something in that game. Stout showed us that they're probably better than their record indicates, and they're going to be a factor in the WIAC battle by how they played against Trine. Of course, Trine also showed us that they were as legit as their ranking was. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how Stout does in this one. They've had a day off. You hope they don't have this isn't a trap game per se, in the sense that they played their tough opponent. They think, okay, we can roll over Occidental. Occidental's not going to be an easy team. They're good for a reason. Their record's good for a reason. So, fascinating matchup between these two squads, as Occidental obviously got the win earlier against a pretty gritty Hamlin squad.
Yeah, in that game against Hamlin, they were challenged for probably 35 minutes of the 40 before the Tigers pulled away late. And under their head coach, Anahed Alajanyan, I've been waiting all week to say her name, Coach Heat. I thought they closed out that game real strong against Hamlin on day number 1 of this tournament. So, probably a pretty good women's game to close out the women's portion of the action, Dave.
Yeah, pretty good game for these two teams. A good test barometer before they head into conference play.
Well, let's take a look at today's starters. First, for the Tigers, they will be the visiting team on the scoreboard. Same starters as day 1 of the tournament. Senior guard Triana Anderson, number 12. Sophomore forward Emily Leonard, number 14. Alyssa Remolochin, freshman guard out of LA. Shariah Green, sophomore forward out of Hillsboro, Oregon. And Talia Ishmael, sophomore swing player out of Pasadena, California. Tigers come in at 6-3 on the season. Meanwhile, for UW-Stout, again coming now at 6-4 overall. Junior guard Kincaid Diedrich out of Athens, Wisconsin. Junior guard Haley Seifert out of Ladysmith, Wisconsin. Bailey Dearson, junior guard out of Greenville, Wisconsin, number 20. Number 32, Anna Brown, senior forward out of Wausau, Wisconsin. And Amber Fayback, a 6'2 sophomore forward out of Cottage Grove, Minnesota, as we get set for what is game 12 overall. There'll be 3 games remaining, all our men's contests, as we wrap up what has been a great 3-day stretch of basketball here in Las Vegas. And the opening tip is controlled by Stout, as the Blue Devils wearing their white home uniforms here in their final game in Las Vegas. Bounce pass right side of the lane. Kicks out for a jumper, foul line extended. And a loose ball, everybody on the floor, and a tie-up to get us going here in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, 2 quick jump balls, one in reality, one using the alternate possession. So quickly the ball will go back to Occidental. Occidental in their road black uniforms, white numbers with a little bit of, I think, a little bit of orange trim in them. Moving right to left. Stout in their home whites with small blue back numbers and blue trim moving left to right. I just kind of noticed that the back numbers are not the biggest number. Their numbers on the front are bigger than the numbers on the back.
And they are very thin, but they're easy to read, so we will be just
from our
fine.
position.
Occidental, after nearly getting tied up underneath, will reset. Of course, our last game before this, Santa Cruz beat Hamlin. It's 4 to shoot. Jumper is no good. And a rebound by Faybeck. Last game, Santa Cruz with their 12 three-pointers pulled away to beat Hamlin.
Steal here
for the Tigers. Drive to the rim and a block, and that's where 6'2" comes in handy, as Faybeck able to swat it away and avoid any contact.
I'll play time to talk about Fayback, but Ramlochin got the steal on the previous possession. A nice job of flying into the corner, as both teams are kind of going at each other with a little bit of pace so far to start this game.
Ismail takes it to the rim. She's unable to convert, and another rebound for Fayback.
Yeah, Ismail has got a lot of speed, which will come in handy, but Faback also kind of affected her attack at the rim there.
And Faback at 6'2", able to step back and shoot a good-looking three there that's in and out. Faback averaging 9.9 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 1.6 blocks per game entering this tournament.
Yeah, 37% outside shooter. Actually had a decent day of it. As a foul comes on this play. Had a decent day of it in her last time out. The difference is she was not necessarily the tallest player on the court while taking on Trine. Here she's got a little bit of a size advantage. Yes, for Occidental out there is Sharia Green at 6 foot, but you know, Faback's got about an inch on her. She's listed at 6'2". I think that might be a little greedy.
Ismail, the sophomore, 13.5 points, 6.5 rebounds per game entering the weekend. And she was in the top 50 in NCAA action in steals per game. So 1 free throw out of 2. The Tigers on the board first here in the first 2 minutes of this contest.
Oxy playing aggressive defense, almost a matchup zone.
Losing the handle, but getting it back was Brown. And a jumper in and out, and a rebound for the Tigers, grabbed by Anderson.
Stout again with a day off, whereas Occidental played yesterday.
And two teams from vastly different climates. Occidental, LA, probably hovering around 80 today.
I don't even think it's that warm.
Jumper in and out, rebound, and then kicked out by Leonard.
Yeah, nice job of Leonard getting to split the double team there. I was a little worried she brought the ball down and we have a problem with something. Oh, no, we got a little bloody knee here. As having to go to the bench for Occidental is Anderson. She's got a bit of blood on the knee.
She didn't even realize it at first.
No,
too.
and most of them don't. But the neutral trainer here on staff is helping to take care of that. And checking into the game for the Tigers for the first time is Grace Baranowski, the Tucson, Arizona native, 5'10" senior guard, playing in her 8th game of the season. She played 2 days ago, or yesterday, I'm sorry, as well.
So with Anderson off the floor, different ball handler for the Tigers. Couldn't handle that pass was Baranowski. Now pull up from the foul line extended, no good. That shot missed by Leonard, and Stout will push the ball to court. It's Seifert with it. Seifert has it stripped. It's a 2-on-none, and taken to the basket for the fast break is Ramlochin.
Yeah, actually the previous shot by Green, I kind of liked it. It was a nice elbow shot, just didn't fall for her.
And the turnaround shot there gave her that space, just could not knock it down.
And Faback actually shuffled her feet there, got missed.
Stout moving the ball all the way around the perimeter and knocking down the three was Diedrich.
Yeah, good job of ball movement. Dietrich, who shoots 32.5% from beyond the arc. That's a nice look for Kincaid. Dietrich.
And a good steal by Bailey Dearson. Anticipating that pass and taking it down the court. Kicks it out. Three-pointer. And that is short, left short by Seifert.
Yeah, Seifert had a nice look at that. I'm surprised actually was a miss, and then doesn't get back on defense, and then allows Ismail to come straight through the middle and score 2.
And an athletic play as Ismail kind of just sailed smoothly to the rim.
Yeah, and that's just Seifert and her teammate jogging back on defense and not shutting down the door. Seifert actually had her back to her as she sliced through.
And bad pass there by Faback, and that will leave the court turnover on the Blue Devils.
Liz Oswald along with Brianna Banks into the game for Occidental. Also a player, I was looking at the wrong one, sorry. It's not Oswald, it is Drew Ishibashi coming into the game along with Kendall Wallace-Lang and Triana Anderson.
Anderson is patched up and back out on the court for the Tigers, which lead 5-3. We've played about halfway through the first quarter here in game number 12 in Las Vegas.
Carson Osterman into the game for the Blue Devils along with another teammate, and there she is, number 44, Emily Jacquees. I should say, Jacquees.
Green with a good ball screen. Occidental could not get to the rim. Three to shoot. Three-pointer fired up and in.
Okay.
By Wallace-Lang.
That's the idea. Take the whole shot clock, then throw it up. 8-3 lead. Not bad for Occidental. Is now getting too aggressive on defense there is Sebastian.
She just had to fire something up and was able to knock it down. And a good early lead for this SCIAC team.
Into the game for Stout comes Kara Griswold, the 5'9" freshman from Kansas. She will give, I believe that is Diedrich a break, and it is. Also out there, Brianna Banks with possession right now.
Just one field goal so far for the Blue Devils. Griswold with the ball in her hands, kicks it over to Banks.
Occidental playing.
Banks drives. Banks looks for the layup pass here, and Jaquez is able to lay it in. Actually, I was way off on that. It's Jake Owies. I wouldn't think.
Jake Owies.
I'm very thankful to Dave McHugh getting some of these pronunciations, because that one I would have been way off. Jumper here, knocked down by Wallace Lang, her second made basket since entering the game as a reserve. It is 10-5 Occidental.
Yeah, Occidental coming out with a little bit of fire. Maybe playing yesterday is helping in that factor, and Stout having the day off. Some coaches would argue the other way around. Who knows? But Occidental certainly coming out playing well. And in this zone, I think that's giving Stout a little bit of trouble right now in this 2-3.
Right-handed hook shot is in and out. Rebound grabbed initially by Brown. Jump ball called on the floor. It'll be Stout basketball, and each team will sub.
Yeah, coming in for Stout will be number 30, Carolyn Fedema, and checking in for Occidental. I think, yeah, it's Anderson returning the game.
Emily Leonard is also back at number 14.
Leonard with a nice pass inside.
A hand in her face, not able to make the shot, and a rebound for the Tigers.
Banks had a good look at that one and is going to want that one back. She missed a shot she can make.
She had a lot of time to set up. At the last second, the Tigers able to get a hand in her face, forced the miss. Chooses not to go for the three, instead sends up a right-handed floater. Not a great shot at all.
Anderson kind of shot that from her hip.
3 points. That's an air ball. Wide open layup and an unselfish dish. As Jake Owies able to score off the air ball. That's exactly the way they drew it up.
Yeah, exactly. That was actually a pass. Goes down an assist in the unofficial book.
That's one of those situations where you can give 2 assists on 1 basket, right?
Exactly.
3 points, and that's answered. Wallace Lang, her second 3 here in the first quarter. It is 13-7 Occidental.
Again, Occidental coming out strong so far in this one. I'm just realizing some of the bass you're hearing in the game.
What is that?
That is the crowd mics that are on the floor. We'll be changing those at halftime.
Yeah, that is rumbling in my ears here. 3 points by Banks as she knocks it down. They called it a 2.
Oh, they did now? We'll have to check. We'll go with the scoreboard. I thought I saw a hand indicate 2, but they can correct that later.
Right now we listed as a 3. It's 13-10.
And
a floater falls for Anderson. She'll go to the line with a chance for a 3-point play.
Anderson, another one of those shots from her hip that she allowed to fall. Not bad. Not bad. That counts the same, as they say. Coming into the game for Stout is Lizzie Olsom. And checking in for Occidental, I believe that is Sukkonen. Yeah, Katie Sukkonen checking in for the first time, the freshman guard, as the shot is good. So the old-fashioned 3-point play is complete, making it 16-10. 2:24 left, and I think I saw in the corner of my eye Pat Coleman watching the recap, and it clearly was in.
And a 3-point play here gives Occidental back to 6-point lead as Bram Lochin checks back in. Loose ball on the floor, Stout able to recover. About 2 minutes ago here in the first quarter, and the final women's game of our tournament, and a foul. This will be on Ram Lochin, the freshman guard out of L.A.
Quick quarter so far, 2:04 left here between these two squads.
All these games really have moved along with quite a terrific pace.
One of the reasons we love these tournaments, the officials don't waste time and we keep things moving.
Ball's tipped away, will go into the scorer's table, will remain Stout basketball. We'll have a substitution here as coming in for the Blue Devils will be Liz Oswald, freshman guard out of Watertown, Wisconsin. Averages 2.2 points per game.
I tried to get her in the game earlier. turns out coaches didn't have the same opinion I did. Both teams willing to go deep in the bench, especially Stout, who went, I think, 19 players.
Their roster is enormous.
Against Trine.
Jumper is no good by Olsen. Down the court, Occidental with it. About 90 seconds to go in this first quarter. Shot is off the mark. Last touch by Stout. And it will remain Tiger basketball.
Yeah, Coach Thomas doesn't like something, has his hands up in the air. I'm not sure if he doesn't like the call, if he doesn't like his team's defense. Arguably for both.
Well, Coach Thomas has seen it all. Second most wins in WIAC women's basketball history. I always say that. 31st season, 471 wins.
Yeah. He has played a lot, or he's seen a lot of play, I should say.
Loose ball on the floor. Occidental is able to maintain possession.
Blue Devils weren't paying attention to the outside shooters, and a good job by Ishibashi to kind of slash in there and pick up the offensive rebound.
Third opportunity, jumper, and Wallace Lang is having herself a tremendous opening quarter now. 10 of the 18 points for Occidental.
Well, too long on the shot there by Osterman.
Layup is no good, but getting her own rebound is Griswold, and laying it in. The Kansas native cuts the deficit to 6.
Griswold then gets back on defense and uses the baseline to shut down Ramlochin.
Wallace Lang, a rare miss for her. And UW-Stout will have maybe the last possession here in the opening quarter.
They're going with pace. I think they're going to take it early in the shot clock. Whole mess of subs ready to come in despite there being 20 seconds left.
They will have a line change probably to begin the next quarter. Mountain ball's thrown away here by Griswold. 2-on-1, and the break is finished by Ishibashi. Great pass there from her teammate Ramlochin to set it up.
Fundamentals.
4 seconds left in the quarter. And foul on the floor.
And there are some gassed players on the court. Griswold's bent over and struggling. And for Occidental, can't see who that is. I think that is that? It's Ramlochin who's struggling to catch some air too, as both teams went a couple minutes there just nonstop up and down the court.
Well, the Blue Devils get a break here, sending Oswald to the line. That is
everybody but the shooter for Stout.
Her
checks
first
out for the last second of the quarter.
One more attempt here for Oswald.
And Ramlochin is out for Occidental and quickly looks for some water.
And that is good as well, so 20-14.
Actually, I think I see Ramlochin reaching for an inhaler. So she may be struggling more than I initially thought.
And that will do it here in period number 1 here in Vegas. Occidental in our final women's game of this tournament up by 6, 20-14. We'll be back for second quarter action after this break.
Defining moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division III Men's Basketball Championship, March 17th and 18th at the Salem Civic Center in Salem, Virginia. Visit ncaa.com/tickets for your tickets today.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
In any way that we can.
To get a friend home safe.
To never blame the victim.
It's on us.
To stand up.
To make our community safe for all. It's on us.
It's on us to look out for each other at parties.
It's on us.
To be more than just a bystander.
To step up and say something.
It's on us, all of us.
To stop sexual assault. Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
And we are back here, second quarter action. Occidental with possession, leading by 6, 20-14. They shot 44% in the first quarter, limiting Stout to 5 of 16 shooting. Pass down low, and a little bit of a block there, and a rebound by Faybeck, who's able to get a piece of the shot by Green. And a turnover down the floor by UW-Stout. Dave McHugh will now rejoin us after making a slight adjustment to our floor mics. Dave McHugh doing a little bit of everything today. The only thing he's not doing, he's not the grill master.
Yeah, I do that at home.
But we still have time.
I play one of those at home.
Down low, good feed, but missed layup attempt here by Ismail. Second chance, ball tipped around. Ismail gets the rebound and this time converts. Wallace Lang off the bench had 10 of the 20 points in the opening quarter for Occidental. She leads all scorers. As we are early here in the second quarter, Ira Thor, Dave McHugh, also Pat Coleman and Larry Radloff along for the ride here in Vegas. Drawing the foul will go into the line will be the senior Anna Brown.
Anna Brown, 8 for 12 coming into the weekend, hadn't taken a lot of free throws. Averaging 5.1 points, 3.2 rebounds a game. Swishes home the first one.
She knocks down the first, and as Stout concludes its trip out here, they will return to Western Wisconsin, and then they will begin the conference, the second portion of the year with conference play. Y action at UW-Platteville, and then on the road also at Stevens Point. Before coming home to face Oshkosh, Whitewater, McLaren River Falls in a stretch of 4 straight home games in what will be a very heated up basketball-wise month of January in the Badger State.
Stout forces the rebound or the turnover and immediately takes advantage of it by getting the score on the other end as Fayback hits the layup.
Yeah, good looking move by Fayback, taking advantage of her size.
And Ishibashi using her speed to get out of a double team.
Jumper's way off the mark and an easy rebound by Diedrich. Occidental has led for basically this entire game thus far. And a steal here for the Tigers.
Stout not careful with the ball on the baseline there.
Kicked it out here to Ishibashi. And in the corner now, it is Triana Anderson, the senior out of San Fran. Anderson drives, baseline jumper is good. And it's 24-18.
Both these teams statistically very similar.
Three-pointer, that is off the mark, but a rebound by Fayback. Missing the shot was Carson Osterman.
Both teams scoring about 69 points this season. Both teams allowing about 60, 61 points a game. Shooting-wise, they both shoot 38%. Difference is Stout's opponents are shooting 38%, while Occidental's are shooting 33%. And Tigers don't shoot well from beyond the arc on the season, 24%. Stout, though, 32%. So some small differences. We'll see how they translate here in this game that Oxy currently leads by 6 and just got the steal on the inbounds.
Yeah, she had to force the pass there, did Diedrich, with just 1 second left on the inbounds.
Coach Thomas not happy about that.
Not at all. I mean, she threw it right under the basket, too, and the Tigers easily picking that off. Three-point attempt. That's back rim. No good. Fayback with the board. And the ball will be knocked out of bounds.
We saw Fayback struggle a little bit against Trine with the up and down pace, and this has been up and down a little bit, and you're starting to see her struggle with it as well. She had literally walked up the court from that previous defensive possession. And it looks like she's got a sub ready to come in for her. Fitness is definitely going to be something Fayback's going to need to maybe work on in her 2.5 more years of playing. And that's not to say she's out of shape. I just mean.
Well, we're also at a higher altitude. I think that's got to have some impact a little bit. You disagree, Dave?
I don't think we're at enough of an altitude it makes a difference.
I think Dave's going to look it up, see what the altitude here is in Vegas. Does it? It's not really impacting you and I, but we're also not very athletic.
I've spent time in Denver, and I felt that within a day.
That ball's tipped away. It's a 2-on-1 chance here, and then a block from behind. Ramlochin at the last second as she had footsteps trailing her down the court. I think the block belongs to Anna Brown, who came back and defended it, so Occidental will have to inbound. Inbound pass goes here to Green, and then a traveling violation.
I do find interesting about Las Vegas, 28th most populated city in the United States. It's one of those things where people think it's bigger than it really is. yet it's not as small as some people think it is, if that makes any sense.
Well, it's taken a long time to get to this point. I mean, they finally have their first pro sports team. They're about to have a second with the Raiders relocating.
That had a lot to do with the animosity towards single game betting. They could have had it sooner than that.
7 to shoot. Cross-court pass. Driving. And a floater. No good, but drawing the foul was Haley Seifert. She'll go to the line.
Yeah, we're at 2,000 feet.
That's
not even a half a mile.
Yeah, that's nothing. You and I could hike that in a couple hours.
Done that.
Free throw by Seifert is good. The junior out of Ladysmith, Wisconsin.
Yeah, Seifert gets the cool name hometown here, in my opinion. Ladysmith. That's just a cool little name. And she did swish home the first one. She probably add that score to their scoreboard. And switches
good
home
as
the
well.
second.
She averages just 3.5 points a game.
Yeah, but she's a key for their, especially off the bench in ball control and helping run the defense. Usually she takes on the best ball handler for the opposition. At least that's what we've seen.
Occidental's up by 4 here in the Wisconsin versus California matchup here in Vegas.
Where's that? Go ahead.
I was going to say right in the lane. They have to have kick out because you got trapped there. Now Ram Lochin
had
her pocket pick, but was able to recover it, kick it out to a teammate. Missed shot, but Occidental with a third opportunity.
Stout's not doing a great job of blocking out. Occidental's gotten a couple looks because they've been in an easy position to grab a ball.
Leonard had a duck. Ram Lochin bounce pass back to Leonard. Loose ball on the floor, and it will be Stout that comes out with it.
It's a nice idea by Ramlochin, but she didn't put the ball necessarily in a spot that could be easily handled. Then a traveling violation.
Right in front of us here at midcourt.
Yeah, Jacobese got a little caught up in what she was trying to do and ended up taking an extra step while trying to execute the simple handoff of the ball.
Jacobese. I still could not have even come close to that. It's spelled Jacqueus.
It's one of those that once you know it, don't look at it anymore.
Well, we know it now. That shot is off the mark. Rebounded by Jacobese. Remember that name now for years. Looked like Stout got away with the potential.
Yeah, something looked weird over there in the far corner.
Travel violation, but they pick up a foul, and Jacobese will go to the line for a couple shots.
Yeah, Dearson had something go odd out there, but they didn't call it, so maybe it just looked weird to us. In the meantime, after a rough start, Stout has battled back into this one. Occidental's also cooled off a little bit offensively, so that's helped. But taking advantage of free throw opportunities is what Stout's doing here. Stout coming into the game, though, you're going to be blown away by this number. 54.8% from the line. They don't seem that way in this game, but coming into the weekend, 54.8% from the free throw line. It seemed like a typo. I checked it 3 times.
Well, they've made 4 in a row here, and they now trail by just 2, 24-22, and the press is on.
That said, not a lot of Stout players had gone to the line in a consistent manner so far this season for whatever reason.
Taylor Yoshida now at the point, and she had the ball stripped. Possession arrow will be Stout basketball.
She lost the dribble. I think it went off her foot. She kind of was looking up to see what was going on and dribbled it off her foot and right into the defender. And we have, I think, a jump. We have a discussion as to who it belongs to. I think they're not sure if the arrow switched initially. And they will give it back to Occidental.
Keen eyesight by you. They did not switch the clock, so the arrow. So will be Tiger basketball. Yoshida doesn't play a whole lot. She hasn't started the game.
No.
The freshman guard out of Montebello, California, but she's got to do a better job.
Well, and Stout sees that, and then they're bringing Banks up to try and give her a hard time, and Yoshida will take it to the hole and shoot from 6, but she was guarding her in the backcourt.
Well, Banks with the rebound in traffic. Bringing the ball up to court is Fedema. That's Banks for 3. Bang! And for the first time, Stout in front. It's 25-24.
Ismail was a size advantage here, and I thought she might go off dribble.
Tries to split 2 players there.
It's probably a good no call there. She drove the lane, but the defender was also there, Jacobese.
I agree with that. Last touched by Stout, so it'll be an inbound with 18 on the shot clock.
Yeah, contact initiated by Ismail more than Jacobese initiated it.
Fall away jumper. That is no good. Rebound by Jacowies.
She's got some dribbling skills, as you see, bringing it up the timeline, which is an added benefit for Stout here.
Anytime you can have a player with size who has that kind of hand-eye coordination, could control the basketball, it's obviously a win. That layup is off the mark, and a rebound. It's a rebound by Ismail and drawing a foul.
Yeah, Banks had a good idea, but I think she went with a double dribble in the post, but it didn't look like she was confident with the move, so she ended up wasting the dribble, which forced the shot, and then she compounded on the problem by then fouling immediately after the missed opportunity. So not the best time down the trip there for Banks. And that's right after she just nailed a three.
I was saying Stout with the biggest roster that we've seen so far.
Oh, yeah.
22 players, by the way, have logged stats in the box score this year.
They did not make it all onto my game sheet. I had to sacrifice some players.
22 with stats this year.
Yeah.
How do you have enough numbers?
Well, they go up tempo. They rotate a lot of players. And don't get confused with a system operation. They're not doing that, but we obviously are familiar with it in the system sense. Men and women play that as the first free throw is good. And so if you're rotating like they do and you're going up tempo like they do, it's not the worst system to get into, and you're going to have some advantages in the WIAC because not that many teams go that deep or go that up tempo. A lot of them play more of a half-court set. The Whitewaters, the Stevens Points, the Oshkoshes, really good defense out of Oshkosh over the years. But Stout's going with a different philosophy, and you're going to need players to pull that off.
The free throw is good. Now a 27-24 lead for the Blue Devils. Other than Diedrich and Dearson,
almost went for it.
No other player is averaging more than 23 minutes per game.
Yeah, and it's just that rotation. And that's the one thing, we talked about Fabeck and her fitness. And again, it's not a knock on her fitness currently. I just mean she will probably get more and more fit as she gets used to this system and more playing time. But she's also not asking to be out there a long time. The thing is, though, I think she's an advantage as she draws the foul, being late, a step over for the help defense.
That's the first time I've seen Fabeck be late so far in this game.
Yeah, and she was looking elsewhere right as that drive took place.
For a taller player, I think she does a fairly good job of shuffling her feet and getting in good position.
And very aware where she needs to be. I just think that if she's going to play more minutes, and I think that would be an advantage if she does because they have this listed 6'2" frame out there, I think she's going to have to get a little quicker with her feet. Maybe that's not possible. I know a lot of my friends who couldn't get quicker with their feet at some point in time, but that's the one thing I see that Stout could maybe have as an advantage but haven't been able to utilize yet.
Listen, I've been trying to figure out for years how to get quicker with my feet.
Yeah, true.
I tried dancing. That doesn't work.
No. Only wide receivers in the NFL apparently can get quicker while dancing.
As long as my wife doesn't laugh at me too much. Right-handed shot is no good. And a little bit deflection there for Occidental. They push the ball down the court one-on-one, and a layup is good by Anderson. And Occidental back on top.
Great job of Anderson that time, keeping the pace up, slicing between the defense and reversing the layup.
So Stout, which had a lead of 3 a moment ago, finds themselves trailing again in what has been a very entertaining second game of the day.
It's been a game of runs for both teams.
Oswald with it. 10 to shoot. 2:10 left here in the first half. 3 points in and out. Rebound, though, for Stout, and a tie-up underneath. And the possession arrow will favor the Blue Devils.
Dietrich looked like she kind of quickly fired that one. I don't think she was completely set, but Fedema with a nice job inside of tying that ball up, and it will stay with Stout.
Osterman will return. Also back in will be Anna Brown.
Yeah, taking a seat will go Griswold and Fedema.
And an inbound to Fabeck. Fabeck, a low bounce pass, no harm done, but a tie-up. And this time the possession area goes back to Occidental.
Fedema tried to one-hand that backhanded, if that makes sense. So she tried to make a pass on her left-hand side with her right hand primarily, and it didn't provide the best targeted pass. It was low, it was away from her teammate, and thus caused problems in the paint.
Well, we see a new player for Occidental for the first time.
Yep.
It's Chelsea Brooks, a freshman guard out of, is that Milwaukee, Oregon? Looks like it is.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, Oregon.
That spelled your common way. As checking back into the game here for Stout comes Jacowies, and gives Fedema a break. I said Fedema. It's payback.
Trap.
Yeah. Stout.
Being run very well here by the Blue Devils. And
Yep. You saw that coming. Ramlochin was in trouble trying to find help and just lost track of how she was dribbling.
Lost the handle, and once it's up at your eye point,
either catch it or let it go. You're not going to do anything with it. If you're going to try and dribble, or you got to either pull off a pass or just catch it or let it. She was in deep trouble, though.
Taking it to the basket is Brown. In and out. Won't fall, but a rebound by Oswald, who scores.
Good job of fighting for the rebound there on the offensive end for the second chance points. And Stout now taking a page out of Whitman men's book and pressing at all times. But unfortunately too aggressively and draws the foul. And that is a bonus, by the way, for both teams. And the foul is called on Anna Brown.
A lot of teams can learn quite a great deal about pressing from watching Whitman.
Oh.
They do it
clinic
without fouling.
Yeah, that's the key. That's the key. And the crazier thing is that all 5 guys are in the backcourt.
It's one thing to press, because any team can press, but to do so and have complete control of your body the entire time. What we saw with Whitman yesterday was something I personally will remember for years to come. That was a treat of how to execute that kind of basketball, Dave, and we'll see them in a game to cap this weekend against Ohio Wesleyan later. We're being handed Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Folks, we're going to have to go off the air.
We're off the air right now.
We have a minute 23 to enjoy.
Final 80 seconds of this first half will be in silence.
This classic just took on a whole new dimension.
Business has picked up.
Yes. Now, where's that shake?
Oh, boy. Stout up. Actually, I take it back after the free throw. It is now even again. 29-29. 6 to shoot. Driving baseline. Somehow getting to Jacobiz, and she converts.
Yeah, I don't know how she got it to Jacobiz, but presence of mind not to rush her shot. Got that to fall, despite being right under the basket.
Diedrich with a great job finding her teammate, and the Blue Devils up by 2, but that's short-lived, as converting is the rookie Taylor Yoshida. We're tied at 31 with Chick-fil-A awaiting.
Coach Anahed Alajanwan has got to be happy with how her Occidental team has not only started this game, weathered the storm with Stout, but they're toe for toe here.
Pull-up jumper from the foul line. That is no good, but a rebound for Anna Brown with 22 seconds left. 3 points. Diedrich, bang.
Wow.
And Stout up by 3. And then a steal off the inbounds. Diedrich to the basket. She draws the foul.
I was just saying how well I think Coach Alajanwan was thinking about her team, and then in the last 15 seconds, they give up a three-pointer, give up a steal, and a foul. And I immediately look at her in disbelief and disappointment on the sideline.
15 seconds is all it takes for one conversation at halftime to take on a whole different dynamic.
Absolutely.
And a free throw is good by Diedrich. They will be talking on something totally different now. And Stout, their largest lead of the game at 4.
Yeah. Stout weathered that storm at the beginning on a cold start and playing well now.
That's no good. 8 seconds to go. Ramlochin, that ball tipped away at midcourt and then knocked out of bounds with 3.7 to go. Baranowski will inbound the basketball for the Tigers. Does here to Yoshida. Yoshida's just going to have to fire one up. And almost went.
Thought there was going to, I thought it actually would.
And that will take us to the end of the first half here in Las Vegas at the South Point Arena, where UW-Stout trailed, but they have bounced back, and they will go to the break. Up by 4, 35-31. We'll be back in probably about 12 minutes to talk about this pretty entertaining first half of action. Our final women's game of the weekend. You're watching the 8th annual D3Hoops.com Classic here at the South Point Arena in Las Vegas.
Receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that.
It's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
Our obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn that in giving, we receive so much more in return. Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
In any way that we can.
To get a friend home safe.
To never blame the victim.
It's on us.
To stand up.
To make our community safe for all. It's on us.
It's on us to look out for each other at parties.
It's on us.
To be more than just a bystander.
To step up and say something.
It's on us, all of us.
To stop sexual assault. Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Cheer for the stumbles. That he should have had that. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
I used to never really talk. Ever. I was scared and shy. It was hard to look at people's faces. I was afraid if I said something wrong, everyone would laugh at me. But then I started to play golf with Special Olympics. I made friends and won lots of gold medals. But I learned more than just playing golf. Special Olympics helped me to find my voice. And now everyone else is speechless.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
For the love of the game. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
This is our It's On Us pledge. It's on us to make a personal commitment to help keep all people safe from sexual assault, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability.
Not to be bystanders to the problem, but to be leaders of the solution. We invite you to join us in this campaign by informing your campuses about the It's On Us mission.
It starts right when you hit the court. You imagine your finest moment. The game-winning shot that gets you to the dance. A monster dunk or no-look pass, and cutting down the net. Sports lets us dream of our own success and prepare us for our finest moments on and off the court.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that.
It's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
Our obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn that in giving, we receive so much more in return. Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
We are calling you, all of you. We are calling all Division III schools to join our cause.
It's on us to start the change. It's on us to be the change. It's on us. It's on Division III. It's on all of us to stop sexual assault.
This is why we love sports. It's in the way they play, free from the pressures and all the money talk. Playing for simply the love of the game, where everyone has a shot at their definition of success on and off the field. This is what we love about sports, and what we can still love about college sports.
Cheer for the stumbles, the he shoulda had that's, and the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
And we welcome you back courtside as we get set for the second half between Occidental and UW-Stout. The Blue Devils clutching a 4-point lead as we get set to begin our second 20 minutes of basketball. As speaking of clutching, Dave is clutching a delicious Chick-fil-A sandwich. We're very simple creatures, he and I. A little food, and we're both very happy. Taking a look at the first half statistics. First for UW-Stout, which trailed by 6 at the end of the first quarter, but outscored Occidental 21-11 in the second period. Pretty evenly balanced, as you would expect with this squad right now. By my math, 10 different players have scored, 9 to be exact. My math is not as good as it should be. 8 points off the bench by Emily Jacowese. Jacowese 3 of 4 from the field, 8 points in 9 minutes. Amber Faybeck had 8 rebounds, 2 points, and 1 block. Very easily, probably could have had a few more credit to her account. Also, for UW-Stout, Kincaid Diedrich with 7 points, all coming from three-point range with the exception of 1 foul shot. She's 2 of 5 from beyond the arc in 13 minutes. And then after that, Liz Oswald with 4 points and 5 players with 2 points apiece. For Occidental, Kendall Wallace-Lang, 10 points to lead the way, but all 10 came in the first quarter. She is 4 of 5 from the field, 2 of 2 from three-point range. Triana Anderson has 7 points and 3 assists. Tala Ishmael, I should say. Second time I said her name wrong, I apologize. 5 points and 4 rebounds in 7 minutes. And then 4 points from Yoshida, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 4 steals, and 2 assists. Ram Lochin. It will be Stout basketball as we begin our second half of action. Dearson with it. Dearson driving the lane. Kicks it right side. Step back 3. In and out. And pulled down here by Green. The 3-point attempt by the center Faybeck. Dave will rejoin us momentarily. I would put that sandwich down too. That thing looks so good. Of course, and that ball is picked away. And a one-on-one break here. And avoiding any potential traffic from behind and scoring is Bailey Dearson. And the lead is 6, but quickly up court, a baseball court pass negated. Traveling violation and a golden opportunity wasted by Shariah Green. Green had all day there and picked up her dribble too soon. So a 6-point lead for the Blue Devils, coming off a 6-point loss against 6th-ranked Trine. Jumper is no good. Rebound here by Ismail. Ismail down the court to the basket. That's way off the mark. Looked like a partial deflection there. Occidental with the rebound. This time Faybeck on the second chance gets the rebound. Blue Devils push the ball up court. And this time they'll slow it down. And we see Diedrich with it. Diedrich gets trapped. Diedrich has to force a shot. Good defense by Green. Sticking her hand in her face. Once she picked up her dribble, she was completely stuck there against the size of Occidental.
Occidental not being good with the ball so far to start this.
How good was that sandwich?
Much better than their ball handling right now.
You and I had a fantastic meal last night.
That was 2 meals.
Down the strip. It was basically a meal and a half. I thought you were going to have chest pains.
I'm good.
Pull-up jumper. Diedrich no good. And Tiger rebound. Anderson with it, and bounce pass over to Ram Lochin. Can Occidental get on the scoreboard here?
Ooh, that should have been a carry, and that should have been. Ram Lochin a little laissez-faire with the dribble there. She's going to get caught on that if she's not careful. And a turnover, and the Stout's coming down trying to make a statement early in this half.
Thanks for picking me up there as I had to cough for the first time really in this broadcast. completely surprised my voice has held up as long as it has this week.
Oh,
Steele
Ismail.
in front of us, 2-on-1.
Not a good pass.
And broken up. The pass was deflected. The play disrupted by Diedrich. Got Diedrich up the floor. Dearson over to Seifert. Seifert's still with it. Seifert gets caught. And back to her teammate Diedrich. 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Nice feed.
And a tremendous bounce pass. Easy basket for Faybeck.
Occidental's trying to push the pace.
And this time they do convert in transition. They've tried that twice. This time Leonard does convert, and there will be a timeout called.
Yeah, first timeout Oxy calls in the game, 30-second timeout. A couple things I'm noticing. One, Ismail makes a tremendous steal, but then forces a pass to Ramlochin with a defender in between them.
Yep.
There was no way that pass was getting through, at least the way she threw it. If she lobs it more and leads Ramlochin like a quarterback to a receiver, maybe.
It was a line drive, and all Diedrich had to do was basically
put up
stick
a
her
hand.
arm out.
And Ismail didn't have to. She could have forced the issue and taken the dribble in. And then I'm also noticing, and Ramlochin out now, along with Ismail, by the way, is Ramlochin struggling a little bit with her air. And we saw her reach for an inhaler in the first half. And, you know, the dry air can do that. I know I was the opposite when I played sports. It was humid air that drove my lungs crazy. But interesting enough, a pace being really dictated by Occidental in this game, especially in the second half. They have tried to get some easy fast break points off in transition, off of steals.
You know, when I played, it wasn't the dry air, humid air. What bothered me was dusty air. Dusty air, I really had a lot of difficulty, and it affected me so much I couldn't focus.
Yeah, I can understand that.
4 to shoot.
That got touched.
Blocked three-pointer, put right back up on an air ball on the putback by Brown.
Yeah, that'll be a shot clock violation. And by the way, the initial shot blocked coming out of the hand was by Baranowski.
Occidental breaks the press by pushing the ball up the court. And Ishibashi with the ball. Dave and I are being absolutely annoyed this entire weekend by this one fly, and it won't land, and we can't, you know, annihilate it.
Can't do a Danielson to it.
Danielson. Well, it'll be an inbounds play here for the Tigers. Baranowski will inbound the ball. I never really can complain, but, man, this thing is just relentless.
Oh!
Relentless is the block by Faybeck. Another block, but this time she draws contact.
This time, and actually she could have gotten called the first time too. Yes, she got ball, but she also got wrist. This time they called her for the wrist as well.
The one thing that's kind of a danger for a player of that size is that they're going to sometimes get called for fouls that they don't deserve, but the second time, just too much contact. They can't let that go. And as good as these officials have been this entire tournament, allowing these teams, men and women, all really without any prejudice, to play their game. And that's one of the beautiful things about these neutral site tournaments. But there's a limit. As that free throw is knocked down, and Occidental makes it a 4-point ball game. UW-Stout still leading 39-35.
Oh. Not the best of foul. It's not how you drop the transition, Ira.
No, not at all. Anna
little
Brown,
too far for Olsen to take.
Actually catching that could have pivoted,
Brown,
and she had the entire basket in front of her.
Yeah, she could have pivoted, had a teammate behind her, but to be honest with you, after making that catch, I think it's a little much to ask her to then make a full 180 and recognize what's ahead of her.
Free throw by Dearson is good. Substitution. And Kendall Wallace-Lang, the top scorer in this game, checks in.
And immediately Stout goes to the bench as well and brings in Kara Griswold and replaces Diedrich, and I think that's just to get a little more size once that Wallace-Lang walked into the game.
And free throw attempt is good. So it's 41-35, Blue Devils on top here. You're watching game number 12, our final women's game of this tournament. Ira Thor, Dave McHugh, part of our 4-man crew here in Las Vegas. Of course, Pat Coleman, Larry Radloff, our photographer, also part of the crazy quartet.
And I want to thank Darren for the kind comments about our video feed. We are doing our best here to provide it for everybody.
Steal here by Baranowski up court and blocked out of bounds on the fast break. Good job for Anna Brown getting back and thwarting the opportunity for Ishibashi.
Both teams shooting a near identical 33%. The difference is Occidental's taken 3 more shots and made 1 additional one. That's kind of where we are here.
That's a steal here, and the fast break is missed. It's missed there by Brianna Banks after such a golden opportunity. Can Occidental counter?
I see more fast break opportunities missed in women's basketball these years than I want to admit. It's a disappointing factor. Nice steal, though, on the entry pass.
Yeah, good steal here by Dearson. Dearson does not miss this chance, and she'll go to the line with a chance to make a 3-point play. Her team now up by 8, their largest margin of this afternoon.
Good anticipation of where the pass was going to go on the entry and getting in there and sneaking it, and then a tremendous job of attacking the rim and also not attacking the player. She stayed to the side of the player and forced the foul for the 3-point opportunity.
Dearson able to convert it, and the lead is now 9 for the Blue Devils. And they'll bring back into the contest Fenema. First time here in the third quarter. In the third quarter where Occidental has scored just 4 points. And missing the break. Nice feed, but unable to convert was Leonard. And Stout has a chance to pull away here in the third quarter. Moved us into double figures. Inside, it was a foul drawn. And the Blue Devils will go to the line, up by 9. (19-4). Is my math right here? Well, my math is way off.
What to start the half?
10-4. Yeah, 10-4. My math is really bad. Yeah, it'd be nice if I actually looked at the live stats. Trying to do this in your head sometimes is dangerous. If your my alma mater's listening, they may want my degree back. That is missed. Rebound put back up. Will not go down for Jacob Wees, and it will be a foul on the Blue Devils. So a second opportunity. They do make 1 of 2 free throws, and the lead now 10. And the Blue Devils will press here. It's been disruptive to this Tiger team, and quite frankly, since they've gone to this, Occidental has not been nearly as sharp.
No, absolutely. And they have struggled with it. They nearly coughed it up there. Luckily held on to it. But, yeah, Stout's found something that's working right now. Ismail with a beautiful spin move.
What a turnaround layup there by Ismail. And the lead now 8, but still a comfortable margin for Stout if they can keep this defensive pressure going and get some baskets. Jumper in the lane is good.
We talked about the changes at halftime. What would Occidental do? And they had played well, and we thought their coach would be thrilled into the last minute of the first half. And it's really the changes Stout has made that's really changed this game.
Oh, getting the rebound, but then missing wide open underneath was Triana Anderson. Stout tries to counter. They can't do it. Dave, exactly what you talked about before. Players, for some reason, cannot make these transition fast break baskets. 3 points. That is short by Wallace Lang. She has now suddenly gone cold, but I don't have an explanation for it.
I've had many theories. I've had theories that they're anticipating contact. I've had theories that they're trying to do too much or trying to force contact, and nothing has stood up.
Just make the layup.
Yeah, sometimes my theory's always been that there's too much effort. There's a ill-advised foul there from Fenema. That sometimes that you're trying too much to make contact or take contact or avoid contact, when in reality, just go up for the layup, and if you get hit, so be it. Don't worry about it. Don't let the mental part of that affect the game.
Ramlochin able to knock it down. She now has 4 points, just 1 of 5 from the field today.
Of course, Stout goes deep in the bench. Oswald, Olsum, and Osterman. The 3 O's come into the game. I kid you not. Oswald, Olsum, and Osterman all enter the game for Stout. Also entering the game for Occidental is Sharia Green, as the second free throw is good. Cuts the deficit to within 8.
Stout, Occidental both not shooting well, both under 35%, while the Blue Devils owning an 8-point lead. Missing that layup. Last touched.
Yep, good call.
By Wisconsin Stout. It'll be Occidental basketball, but both teams really struggling from the field right now. Where they are doing well is from the line. The Blue Devils are 15 of 17, 88%. Occidental, 9 out of 11, 82%.
From my angle, that definitely went out that way, despite pleas to the other account.
3 points, in and out. But a rebound by Green. Ramlochin. Over to Anderson. Anderson pull up is short. Does not get the rebound. Good job of boxing out there by Kara Griswold. 2 minutes ago here in the the third quarter, and could not be handled by Liz Oswald. Turnover.
We do have second on our scoreboard. Thank you for that reminder. Apparently we hadn't changed it to third. There is a third quarter, and it is 2 minutes remaining. So see, even we are prone to uncharacteristic mistakes.
That's our first turnover of the entire game.
There we go.
That's 12 games in, 3 to go. I think we've survived pretty well, as that jumper is good in the lane by Emily Leonard.
I'm going to need another cup of coffee.
I'll have to treat you to that.
In that case, I'll take it with all the fancy stuff.
Foam? You want foam?
Yeah, I'll take foam with a little squirt of some stuff, and a little of that, a little of this.
Yeah, loose ball on the floor. Occidental ties up here. Madison Toy, who just came into the game, is able to keep it. Occidental basketball, and here comes the hockey line change for the Blue Devils.
Blue Devils replace everybody. Coming in, it is Diedrich along with Seifert, I apologize. Also Dearson coming back in. I think I saw, Fayback's back into the game as well, along with Browns.
Well, under 90 seconds to go in the quarter. 6-point lead for Stout. That's off the mark. Rebound here by Diedrich. Stout pushes the basketball through the lane, and an easy layup. Who had all day there through the middle of the lane did Kincaid Diedrich.
Yeah,
Occidental quickly up court. They can't answer, though. Another missed layup for the Tigers.
We are going up and down the court, and Ramlochin with a lazy foul because she couldn't shuffle her feet to cut off the defender. She fouls her instead, and that goes back to the previous possession where Diedrich was driving the lane. No one turned and faced and got in front of her. They all had their backs turned to her, and so she hit midcourt. She knew she was probably going to end up all the way down the court.
Yeah, man, down the court. Occidental continues to have opportunities in transition, Dave, and they keep missing.
Occidental's within 8, but it feels like a bigger hill to climb right now.
Layup, but no good by Fayback.
Fayback's just got to go up. Just go up. Don't be fancy. You've got the advantage there. Go up. Be strong with it. Power dribble if you have to.
Occidental should be winning this game right now. They have missed so many wide open looks.
Yeah, they're now shooting 28.8%.
3 points, that is no good. Baranowski with the tie-up, and it will be.
Oh, that should be going that way.
Yeah, well, the arrow's looking at Occidental, but the arrow didn't change. And they just caught that mistake, so it will be Blue Devil basketball. 26.2 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's the right call. By the way, so Occidental now 15 of 53 from the field. They are now 2 of 9 from deep. Stout is 15 of 44. 4 of 13 from deep.
Missing the layup was Diedrich. 12 seconds to go. Can Occidental cut this lead a little bit closer as we head to the fourth? 5 seconds to go. Driving the lane. And a layup, no good. Second chance. Is a foul drawn? No. And that is the end of the third quarter, and the Tigers continue to miss inside the blocks, Dave. They are right now writing the script to their own loss, missing so many golden opportunities.
Stout came out of the halftime with a new game plan, decided to go even further up tempo, be aggressive on defense. It has worked in spades for them. Occidental's trying to play that game. They are struggling, and as you said, they are starting to miss a lot of baskets.
Well, we'll set up the fourth quarter. When we come back, we'll head to the break with Stout leading Occidental 49-41 in Game 12 of the 8th annual D3Hoops.com Classic here in Vegas.
Receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Defining moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division III Men's Basketball Championship, March 17th and 18th at the Salem Civic Center in Salem, Virginia. Visit ncaa.com/tickets for your tickets today.
We're just underway here in the fourth quarter. Oxy will have the ball first. Tigers, Dave, just 3 of 20 in that third quarter.
Yeah, not good. And that's what we were alluding to. And a new player into the game hits the first shot. All right, that's a way to change the equation.
Oh.
Has entered the game is Emily Leonard. First time we've seen her, or seen significant time for her, I think, in this half. I could be wrong, but she hits the shot, and that helps.
And then Diedrich draws the foul, but we alluded to it. Yeah, the press by UW-Stout was starting to disrupt the flow a little bit for the Tigers, but a lot of this was self-inflicted.
Occidental got 20 shots in that quarter and only made 3. I mean, that is self-infliction basically as a definition.
It's basically how I shot last night.
And during the timeout, our snoop, as it were, Larry Radloff, Stout saying to themselves, we must be the first to every ball, which I think they've been doing a nice job. Oxy, we can win this. We must be aggressive. And the problem is, I think their aggressiveness has affected their shooting.
Larry Radloff has a career in the CIA ahead of
him. Or TMZ.
Well, he's got the camera, so
yeah, that's true.
He's already halfway there. He's got to find some stars.
He's just in the wrong area.
You and I are not them.
Sheila Green takes a step back to take a longer shot. She didn't even get beyond the arc. Many coaches would consider that a wasted shot and then a wasted opportunity. And
I would look at that as a wasted pass right there.
Did you see the look Diedrich gave her teammate? Diedrich had that look like, what are you doing? I gave you the cut, and you didn't go.
Yeah, that's one of those turnovers right there where you can't blame the guard. Oh, and they get Faybeck. She blocked the ball, but she was totally into the body at the end. And that's where a player with that kind of size and strength has to kind of learn how to channel that and not get called for these fouls, because you're going to be off the court a lot sooner than your coach will want. And it's such a nice luxury to have a shot blocking forward like that who has some ball handling ability, who can shoot. But that's their third foul.
Missed the free throw.
That one is good, so the lead cut to 5. But still a 49-44 advantage for UW-Stout. It's the WIAC against the SCIAC.
Yep. And both these teams, this will be good getting into conference play. I think Occidental's going to be tough. Claremont Mud Scripps is certainly one of the top teams in the SCIAC on the women's side. They've made the NCAA tournament, even turned some heads in the tournament over the last couple of years. But I think Occidental is proving, despite the struggles right now, that they're a team to be reckoned with in the conference, and they're not the only ones. And then we've already stated in the last broadcast, but it's worth repeating. The WIAC stacked women's basketball. Oshkosh, Stevens Point, Whitewater, just to start with. They luckily lost Superior a couple years ago as they moved to the UMAC, where that would have been a 4-horse race that Stout had to deal with out of 9. So they're only 8, but there are already 3 that you got to contend with immediately, and other teams are starting to play well too. So the WIAC is absolutely stacked at the top.
Payback with it.
You better do something with it.
Spinning on her pivot foot, bounce pass. 3-point attempt is good. Big time shot for Bailey Dearson. We've not seen a lot of threes taken in this game by UW-Stout, but she knocks down a timely one to push the lead to 8.
Yeah, they're now 5 of 14 from beyond the arc today.
Our final game today, we'll see a team that's proven their 3-point prowess. Ohio Wesleyan, 14th ranked team in the country, will take on number 1 ranked Whitman. Ohio Wesleyan coming off 25 made threes on day 1 of the tournament in a nearly 30-point win over Ramapo.
I would love to tell you the conversation that took place between Eric Bridgeland, the head coach of Whitman, and Mike DeWitt, the head coach of Ohio Wesleyan, after last night's game. It was all fun and games with the two of them. They were having a blast, but both of them were commenting and complimenting the other on what they were going to do to what they had to withstand from the other, and neither was willing to take the oh shucks from the other one. They were more than willing to give you excuses why they were going to lose.
How much of a privilege was that for you and I to sit there and observe that conversation?
You know what? Honestly, that's one of the fun parts of Salem for the men's Final Four, is because all those coaches are there. Nice steal.
Steal opportunity here for Anderson. That looks like an intentional foul. They're not going to call it.
No, it's not. And they're going to call it a shot, though I don't think it was really a shot. But we'll take the shot over the intentional. How's that?
I think she sensed that she was getting pushed from behind and just threw it up. I just pushed Dave just for effect.
I don't know why. But back to the Salem real quick. I mean, all these we get anywhere from 30 to 60 college coaches there, and sometimes you just sit there listening to them talk. It's fun. And you hear them talk shop. You hear them talk about matchups. You hear them talk about great stories. Or in the case like we saw last night between DeWitt and Bridgeland, why the other team's better. No, my team's not as good as yours. Yours is great.
Free throws are made here by Anderson. The lead back to 4, 52-48. Occidental is hanging tough.
Yeah, sorry, I'll update our scoreboard. There we go. Thought I had hit the button. We have a little bit of a glitch in the button sometimes.
Gotta push it really hard. Layup is good. Anna Brown turning away from danger, then turning back towards her left and scoring. And Stout with a 6-point lead. Can they find a way to put away this Tiger squad with 7 minutes and change to go here in the fourth quarter in Vegas?
And Occidental's 2 of 3 in this quarter. So the shooting woes are slowly maybe getting healed. And so 2 of 3 is better than the 3 of 20 in that last quarter. So starting to show that maybe they've got a little bit more here that they can do and be smarter with the ball, and as a result, not waste opportunities.
Pull up from the foul line, in and out. Rebound will go to Wallace Lang, and another fresh shot clock here. Anderson jumper is also no good, and Faybeck is able to haul it down.
Anderson's decision's good if it falls. It not falling, I think I'd rather have seen them set up the offense and waste some clock and get a right look that they wanted.
They're just not hitting shots right now, Dave, and Stout has hit more of their opportunities. That's why they're winning by 6 right now, and they're going to have a tough foul here.
Yeah, Ramlochin get crushed as Anna Brown hit it. I think that's only Brown's first personal. Teams fourth of the quarter will put put Occidental in the bonus next time out.
Anderson chooses not to shoot, and they'll reset Ramlochin with it.
And that's huge for Occidental here with 6 minutes left, that they're going to be shooting the rest of the way.
Ramlochin pull up in a lane. That's too strong. And a rebound by Diedrich. Neither side can get in any kind of a groove here. Inconsistency in shooting throughout this contest.
We'll see another possession or two for Occidental, but I think Ramlochin's got to start maybe handing off the ball. She's taking a lot of shots, and they are simply not falling.
That was blocked from behind there by Leonard. Up to court, Ramlochin. Sensing footsteps.
She's like 1 for 10 right now.
And she missed that one, and then
collision.
A collision mid-court will be a foul against Leonard.
Ramlochin is 1 for 9, 6 points on 4 of 6 from the free throw line.
She's got to miss there.
I think she's got to start dishing. She's got to start looking to her teammates, because she's not getting her shot to fall, and it's wasted opportunity after wasted opportunity.
How about going in with a little slower?
And she's also winded as well. She's been dealing with breathing issues all day. Yeah, go in slower or just bring the attention, find a teammate.
Still anybody's game, but Stout has a chance to pull away if they can start hitting a few shots. They lead by 6 with 5:30 to go. Driving the lane, pull-up is off the mark, and it's kept in play by Baranowski. Who's going to be that player? It was Lang initially. Wallace Lang scored 10 in the first quarter, but offensively the Tigers have been pretty quiet since. That layup is also no good. And a miss brings Stout down the floor. Stout, wild shot off balance, and a rebound for Leonard.
I apologize. Ramlocha now 1 for 10. I missed one shot in there.
Well, stats take a few seconds to update.
I thought I had compensated.
3 points.
Nice shot.
Knocked down for Triana Anderson, and that cuts it to 3:54:51.
That's a good shot, and it's Ramlochan coming into the lane and dishing it to find an open teammate for a 3.
Oh, full timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 54-51. Stout leading Occidental here in Vegas.
It starts right when you hit the court. You imagine your finest moment. The game-winning shot that gets you to the dance. A monster dunk or no-look pass. And cutting down the net. Sports lets us dream of our own success. And prepare us for our finest moments on and off the court.
Defining moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division III Men's Basketball Championship, March 17th and 18th at the Salem Civic Center in Salem, Virginia. Visit ncaa.com/tickets for your tickets today.
Back here at the South Point Arena in Las Vegas, Ira Thor, Dave McHugh, along with our colleagues Pat Coleman and Larry, this sleuth photographer Radloff, as Stout clutching a 3-point lead out of a timeout here by the Tigers.
2 for 6 for Stout in this quarter. 3 for 9 for Occidental in this quarter.
It's a good timeout, by the way, for head coach Anahead Alajanyan, who is one of the few coaches in women's basketball who also was an assistant coach for men's basketball earlier in her career. I think that's a fascinating part of her resume. Known as Heat on her campus in LA. I guess Heat is a lot easier to say than Alajanyan.
Of course.
Dave, you and I need a cool nickname.
I have one.
What is it? Sleepy? We're all a little sleepy after this.
If you don't know it on the board, sir, I can't help you.
No, I have my own nicknames for you, but they're not always clean for air. This is a family show. Well, a 3-point deficit, and Occidental has not been able to hit their shots. Can he hit their free throws? Well, on the first try, that is a no. And one more attempt here for Ismail.
Ismail, he needs to hit those. He's 61% free throw shooter for Tally Ismail. And that one's good. And, of course, our sleuth picking up a couple more tidbits out of that timeout. Stout saying with 5 minutes left, pull your heads out of it and stop playing rattled, which I think is a fair point coming from their assistant coach. Oxy aggressive is working.
10 seconds.
Take one possession at a time. And
now they're going to
get an extra possession.
Flipping the script defensively.
Yep, absolutely. Good shift there by Coach Alajanyan to change things up, give Blue Devils a different look, force them to maybe find a better ball handler in the game, which may cost them elsewhere. It's a one-possession ball game with less than 4 to play. That was a very nice switch up on defense.
Good sleuth work there by Larry Radloff, a.k.a. Matt Damon.
He's not that pretty. None of us are.
Turnaround jumper is back rim, no good. And Occidental will take it up.
Larry's the CIA operative from the, what's the movie about Afghanistan back when the Russians were in there? Somebody's war.
I was thinking Red October, but.
Oh, no. But
Hunt for Red October.
That's a good movie. Better book.
Occidental lets it go. It will remain Stout basketball. However, just 7 on the shot clock.
And coming back in is Ishibashi, and she will give Ramlochan a break. Five seconds.
4 to shoot. Forcing up a shot. It does not go. Good job boxing out here by Madison
And that's
Toy.
an outstanding defensive stop for Occidental with a chance now to tie or take the lead.
Occidental needs a smart possession. And they got to convert a layup. Fall away jumper by Leonard is short. Tie up. and it will be Occidental basketball.
Both teams, by the way, in the bonus. Checking back in for Stout comes Diedrich, and out of the game goes Griswold.
So a fresh 30 here for the Tigers, and they inbound it to Wallace Lang. 2:40 to play. Line change almost set to come in here for Stout as they hang on to a 2-point lead, and they've led for this entire second half.
Uh-oh.
Falling down was Diedrich. Anderson jumper cannot go, and then an Occidental foul on the loose ball.
Yeah, Diedrich at least recovered to get in there for the offensive for the rebounding effort, and got the foul called as she was going for the ball.
It's been a poor shooting game. Occidental under 27% now. Stout not too much better, just a shade over 32%.
Yeah, the extra defensive intensity for both teams has rattled everybody defensive or offensively.
You look at all the stats. I'm looking at the stat line right now. Not one thing really stands out for any of these teams. What stood out today? They just can't buy any shots.
Yeah.
Stout has made slightly more than Occidental, and they have a 3-point lead in the bank with 2:24 to go.
Cypher, Dearson, and Faybeck back into the game for Stout here with 2:24 to go.
Diedrich misses a second. Strong rebound by Green. Her team down by 3. Ira Thor, Dave McHugh. 3-point game here at the South Point Arena in Las Vegas. Final women's game of this tournament.
Faybeck was doing a nice job of denying the entry pass and then gave up. And a nice steal, though, on the other side.
The steal.
Oh, good hesitation.
And she draws the foul on Ramlochin, and she'll go to the line with a chance to extend the lead to 2 possessions.
That is a very heads-up play, knowing Ramlochin was probably going to commit. Pump fake, so nice pump fake, gets Ramlochin in the air, and Ramlochin, it sounded like she undercut her. Ramlochin went right over the top of her.
Eyes on the back of her head there, and knowing exactly when to put the shot up, and the free throw is good.
Important, makes this a 2-possession ball game with 2 minutes to play. And just a heads up, Stout has all of their timeouts remaining. Occidental with 3, and both teams are in the double, or in the bonus, I should say. There's just one
of 2, but rebound.
And a timeout called.
Anna Brown grabs it. Stout
seconds.
uses one of those aforementioned timeouts. And
well, one of the reasons I mentioned it was I looked over and I saw Coach Thomas talking to the official. Probably something to the effect of, if we make this, I want a timeout. Well, they got the rebound, and they immediately called timeout. Of course, the difference in the men's and women's game is who can and cannot call timeouts. In the women's game, the coaches can still do that. Men's game, it's a little more complicated than that. Among many of the nuances when it comes to the 2 games.
Gets very confusing sometimes sitting courtside and trying to remember which is which.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're UW-Stout here,
just
get a second chance. Be smart with the basketball and
get a good look.
They can get one more stop on this Occidental team.
Then they're in the driver's seat.
Absolutely.
But they've got to convert on their end. Occidental comes out with a different defensive look here. They've slid into a zone. 2-1-2 or a 1-3-1 actually. It's a 1-3-1 zone that they've slid into here on Stout, and Stout's going to have to adjust with an 8 on the shot clock.
Cypher over to Dearson. Dearson pulls up from the foul line. That is no good. Rebound by Ramlochin. 90 seconds remain.
X's and O's wise, I love what Coach Aljajan has done with her team today.
What a huge possession here for the Tigers. Anderson, she'll drive. Anderson, layup is no good, and a rebound by Faybeck.
Forced a shot that wasn't there.
Exactly, Dave.
She had an opportunity. Initially, it went away, and that's just when you have to eat your pride a little bit.
It seemed like nobody else wanted the basketball in their hands for the Tigers.
I'd agree with you there. Whoa, Ramlochin getting very aggressive.
Bounce pass wide open, and converting was Bailey Dearson, and the lead is pushed to 6.
Somebody called timeout. It's a 30 from somebody. It is Occidental's timeout.
Well, they have the basketball, but
no.
They trail by 6, 58-52.
Stout called it. I was wondering if both coaches called it, and Stout did, so they'll set up their defense here with 49.9 ticks left.
Well, that's a smart timeout there for experienced head coach Mark Thomas.
Well,
9
also,
NCAA tournament appearances, 6-time WIAC Coach of the Year.
It also eliminates Occidental from bringing the ball up the court unless they call another timeout here. So it's actually a tactful timeout because he keeps them from being able to move it up the court. So little play on things.
Yeah.
I've seen that a few times this weekend.
Stout from Menominee, Wisconsin. Occidental from LA. 49 seconds to go. Ramlochin lost a handle and it's towed away by Diedrich.
Rough game. And I know she's not feeling her best. And it has unfortunately affected her game as they're going to have to force the foul, and they do. And fouling is Toy, who is into the game. We haven't seen Madison Toy, the 5'7" freshman from San Francisco. Oh, I'm sorry, she's been out there because that's her second personal. I just didn't see her earlier.
Well, she's been quiet on the floor. And Seifert will go to the line with a chance to extend the lead.
One more makes us a 3-possession ball game and misses it. Back iron.
And if she does make this,
they are.
Stout will be sizably in control.
It's not like you're shooting bad, though. They're now 18 of 23.
Occidental will call a timeout.
And now they'll move the ball up, most likely.
We have to see if it's a full or a 30 here.
It's going to be a full.
Yeah, so we'll take a quick break and bring you back for the last 37.9 seconds. Stout leading Occidental 59-52.
The love of the game. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in the campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
And we're back here in Las Vegas, where Dave McHugh does not like my dance moves, but Stout enjoying a 7-point lead. And they need one stop to try to put this game away after the timeout by Occidental. Taking a lot of time here, very indecisive. They should have more of a plan after the timeout. Three-pointer is way off the mark by Ramlochin. Did they get a piece of it? Or are they calling a timeout? Calling a timeout. And it'll be a 30, so we'll keep it here. But
Ramlochin now 1 of 11, 0 for 1 from beyond the arc. And Stout will bring the ball up to the 28-foot mark.
So barring something changing, both teams will leave Las Vegas with one win and a tournament A split for the weekend. And what do you see for these two squads moving forward, Dave?
Well, again, Stout's going to go into a conference in the WIAC that's going to be a battle, especially at the top with 3 absolute juggernauts. I think they're going to be competitive. They'll be in the middle of the conference. I'm not sure they have the firepower to necessarily compete with those top 3. Maybe they sneak a game or 2 out of that group, but I'm not all that confident in it. Occidental is going to be in the battle for the SCIAC. They've come a long way as a program, and I think they've got the pieces there to be at the top of that SCIAC battle on the women's side. I think they can give Claremont Mudscripts a little bit of a run, and whoever else is in that conversation. So I'm very fascinated to see what the Tigers can do and build off of this for what is a pretty young team.
Going to the line will be Diedrich to try to ice this contest. First one is off the mark.
Yeah, as good as they've been shooting on free throws in the last few minutes, they have gone to about a 50% rate, which is surprising.
That second one is also no good, and they will call timeout to advance the ball.
Yep.
And it's a full timeout. We'll take a quick break. 59-52.
Defining moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division III Men's Basketball Championship, March 17th and 18th at the Salem Civic Center in Salem, Virginia. Visit ncaa.com/tickets for your tickets today.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
In any way that we can.
To get a friend home safe.
To never blame the victim.
It's on us.
To stand up.
To make our community safe for all.
It's on us.
It's on us to look out for each other at parties.
It's on us.
To be more than just a bystander.
To step up and say something.
It's on us, all of us.
To stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Occidental will inbound it. They trail by 7. They could hit a 3 here. They still have a chance. Toy is fouled from 3-point range. And head coach Mark Thomas is motioning to his bench like, why?
Coach Thomas doing what I think Chuck McBreen does a very good job of, and that is asking his team a rhetorical question. Why did they foul? Well, the bench doesn't know. They just don't have a clue. But it's a worthy question to ask. So going to the line will be Madison Toy, who has not taken a free throw this season.
Well,
she's got 3 of them coming.
It's like a pretty good spot to get some practice because you make a few and your team is back in the game with no time coming off the clock. So a gift foul there for the Blue Devils, but can these Tigers take advantage? 20.4 to go. And that one is no good. That's a big miss.
Yeah, it is. Could have made it a 3-point possession or a 3-point, 1-possession ball game if she had hit all 3. This can't be better than a 2-point possession.
And she misses 2 out of 3, but they get a rebound. They go back up and a foul. As Shariah Green is there for the rebound.
And Fayback was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
And I think that's 4 on Fayback. And it'll be Leonard who actually will be the one credited with going up. She'll
Leonard's
shoot 2.
A very good free throw.
But she left that well short.
Disregard.
Disregard. Retreat. Three of the last 4 missed foul shots here for the Tigers. They do make that one to make it a 5-point game. Timeout, Stout.
And that's so they can avoid the pressure.
So UW-Stout will call a full timeout. We will also take a break. It is what has been a very lengthy final minute of play here in Las Vegas. We'll come back 59-54.
Receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Defining moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division III Men's.
And we are back here, 17.8 seconds to go. Stout advances the ball after the timeout. And Occidental has to foul. I don't know what they're doing. And they just blew almost 4 seconds. Shariah Green. At this point in the game, it doesn't matter how many fouls you got. You got to stop the clock, and she just...
I think that was the reason she hesitated, though. She knew she had 5. Just a gut feeling.
Well, Dearson will head to the line. And a couple of foul shots here will pretty much solidify this one, but she misses as well.
So one will only make it a longer reach, but still a 2-possession ball game. Not that Occidental has a lot of really solid 3-point shooting today.
That's also no good. Tigers will call a timeout. They'll advance the ball. I really dislike this rule.
I'm trying to be good.
I mean, you and I have been good this whole trip. Of course, I tried to coerce you into playing some blackjack with me yesterday, and you were having none of it.
Normally I would have. I just wasn't feeling it. That's Stout's last time out, by the way.
You mean
and
Occidental?
Oh, you're right. I apologize. Oxy's last time out. Stout still has one more, is what I was trying to get to. I just also mishit everything.
We had a nice dinner last night down on the Strip, and then for the first time, I've never been to Vegas before, so Pat, Dave, and Larry took me on a little stroll down Las Vegas Boulevard.
It's only 1 block long, isn't it?
And Occidental, Ramlochin cannot hold on to the ball, and that will do it.
Nothing against Ramlochin, but that sums up her day. She's struggled, looks like with maybe an illness or at least not feeling her best. Has struggled from the floor shooting, and it just seems apropos.
Yeah, they will foul, but that's just going to extend this. Stout.
Ramlochin 1 of 11 from the floor, 4 for 6 from the free throw line. 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 fouls, but
big turnover there.
Big turnover there, yeah.
Seifert will shoot foul shot. She does make the first here. The Blue Devils will head into conference play with a 7-4 record overall after this win here, splitting action in Las Vegas. Occidental head back to LA. About a 3-hour trip down Route 15.
Another steal.
That's
like
yet another steal. And they will just run out the clock in what will be a 60-54 win. UW-Stout victorious over Occidental here at the D3Hoops.com Classic. Dave, your final thoughts on this one?
Well, good job by Stout, who didn't start play very well in this game, and a great halftime adjustment, especially in the third quarter with the aggressive defense forcing Occidental into bad shooting, and Occidental couldn't get themselves out of the hole they built in that third quarter. And hats off to Stout for creating that opportunity. And Occidental's going to want this one back. They know darn well they let this one get away from them.
Oh, this will certainly be a game that they rue. They shot just 26.5%. Stout shot just 32.7%. A game that either team could have won. But in the end, it was the cold weather team. UW-Stout leaving Las Vegas with a 1-1 mark. 60-54 is your final. A couple stats of note in this game. Occidental did not have a block in the entire game. They missed, well, math here, 50 shots in this contest. 18 of 68 overall. Taking a look at a few scoring leaders first for Occidental. 12 points for Triana Anderson on 4 of 16 shooting. Kendall Walls-Lang, 10 points, but all came in the first quarter. Emily Leonard had 9 points on 4 of 10. Ismail had 8. And really nobody else of any significance in the scoreboard. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at the stats here for the victorious Blue Devils. Now 7-4 on the year. Bailey Dearson, 14 points, 4 of 10 overall, 5 of 7 from the line. Kincaid Diedrich, 12 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, 6 steals in 28 minutes. And Amber Fabeck, 11 boards, 4 points. They gave her credit for 2 blocks. Also 8 points for Emily Jackowies. For the Blue Devils, they improved to 7-4 in the year. And that is our final women's game here at the D3 Hoops Classic. 3 men's games coming up, Dave. You'd like to set us up for our next contest coming up?
Yeah, it's a battle of the wrestling powers. Augsburg and Wartburg will take to the basketball floor. Coming up next in a battle of the IAC versus the MIAC. Should be a good battle between these two teams that are pretty evenly matched. After that, we'll have Pacific Lutheran versus Central. Central coming off of a big upset of Ramapo. We should point out, by the way, Wartburg also the 13th ranked team in the country. And we'll wrap it up at the nightcap in another top 15 battle. It'll be number 14 Ohio Wesleyan take on the number 1 and undefeated Whitman Blues.
So that'll do it here after game number 2 as UW-Stout defeats Occidental by a score of 60-54. For Pat Coleman, our photographer, Larry Radloff, and my partner, Dave McHugh, thanks for watching this broadcast of the 8th annual D3Hoops.com Classic. I'm Ira Thor. Stick around for the Battle of the Bergs coming up. Wartburg, Augsburg, right here in Vegas.